These guys were awesome. On stage with such talent is truly a privilege. So we're gonna go to the judges now. Todd, literary merit for D.W. Lichtenberg.
First off, I just want to congratulate D.W. on his book. That's a great achievement. Everybody go buy it. Wednesday, mark it down on your calendar. Very excited for that. I like that you threw your book. Was that like a galley, or that's the book? So he has some at his house now. So after this party, we're going to go over there and we're going to take his book. We're going to pay like 70% of what, cause whatever. And anyway, I like that a dude caught it, and it was like, hot dude caught the book. That's who he's going to marry, or at least love. So I think musedom is fascinating. I'm excited for that gentleman to be abused. I like the line, "We have to stop doing this to ourselves." That felt literary to me because it felt like that always happens when you're having sex with somebody you don't really like, and I thought that was awesome. And you know it, but you don't really ever say it, or you say it and then you have sex with them for another 2 months, and that's so literary. I wrote down Nathaniel Hawthorne meets Bret Easton Ellis, so I guess that's a reference. I was trying to gauge the literariness of Juicy Fruit, and then I thought of that gum that lost its flavor in 2 seconds with the zebra on it. I don't know what the name of that is. Well, you guys all said it at once, so I still don't know the name of it, but I'll talk to you afterwards. Roman Polanski, he raped somebody, so I'm not, I know that everybody's like, well, he's an artist. I've been in Europe a lot lately. Lady, I don't know, that's a Freudian, that doesn't even make sense. Also, your hat was a Philadelphia Flyers hat based on the logo on the back, and I used to have this little tiny felt jersey. I don't know why it was felt, but I worked at high school once, one day, and I was so embarrassed because my friend was like, I can't believe you wore that to school. So that was a little bit of a moment for me. One thing, I know this is performance, but I felt like it was a little literary. You kept walking into the court, so it was almost tripping you, but then I noticed you had this particular gait, like you did a 1-2, weird kick, and then I was like, oh, that's just how you walk. So the cord wasn't tripping you. Like if you had no cord at all, a wireless mic, you still would have done it. You touched my foot at one point. So about Ibrahim, so you use the name Ibrahim, and then I thought, is Ibrahim Ukrainian or Israeli? And I thought, man, like, if I had to decide who had the hottest women in those two countries, who would I pick? And then I thought, but more importantly, who has the hottest dudes? And the answer is Israel. Israel has hotter dudes than the potato-headed men of Ukraine. Please don't hit me if you're from Ukraine. I'm actually talking about Polish people, Polish men. I couldn't read the suspenders. I was distracted by that. Diction, I heard dick. But one part, I usually don't think you should communicate with the writers at this point, but you said Bedford to Divisadero to Embarcadero for the gum?
Nassau.
So you went from Williamsburg to San Francisco to Greenpoint.
There's a Divisadero in Williamsburg.
I don't believe that. So I'm going to judge you harshly on that.
That's where the Hasidics live.
Oh, really?
Maybe you haven't been there.
I went hat shopping once, and as much as I love Israel, I'm not going to go into the Hasidic thing, but it freaks me out. I hope nobody's filming that part. I like the word racket, the gum chewing. Oh, one thing I do want to say before I stop talking. Your pages weren't full, and so the pages were shorter, and I kept thinking your story is over, and then I thought, well, how many trees is this costing him? And I just thought, lit-wise, you know, I'm about to hand over the thing, but the moonwalk and the holding, okay.
Yeah, Todd.
So, okay, I love your kind of look, your suspenders, and I did decipher them, and they say elephant manatee. And then I was trying to figure, like, did you write that on your suspenders, or did you find them, like, in a store? I don't know, but they're great, and the super white shoes are really great, too. With the pacing, it was like, you planned it for the pacing. Because I do some pacing, like, sometimes when I'm talking on the phone, I'm looking down, and And I kept kind of thinking you were going to trip on the wire, but you never did. Like you had it, you kind of have been working on the pacing, I think, a little bit. But it really worked beautifully. And I like your shirt with the white collar too. It's like a yeah, I like that a lot. And then Todd and I are sitting here when you were reaching back to get the gum. I'm like, what's that in his back pocket? And you whipped out this juicy fruit and it went like flying all over the stage. And you finished your first page and you like casually threw it over your shoulder. It was just incredible.
I have to say that my favorite moment during the reading was watching you see it, and Arline goes, "It's gum!"
It was amazing, and it's juicy fruit gum. Like, where do you even get that? And then I don't know. I didn't even know they made it anymore. And then I wrote, and then this is when I was really getting sucked into the whole like performance aspect. I wrote, "The dance with the wire was just beautiful." And then that freelance line, that totally cracked me up. About what was that? Can you say it again? Freelancing is like what?
That's what people are calling unemployment these days.
That's great. That was really great. So anyway, and then my last line, my little poetic note to self was, "I kept thinking you were going to trip. I'm so glad you didn't." So thank you.
Well, first of all, he brought the crowd. I mean, how many of you came specifically to see him? Make some noise. And they're right by the stage and they can throw broken bottles, so I'll keep that in mind when I give my notes. I almost wish I could pull someone out of the crowd to read this chicken scratch, because it's just all over the map. Like, fuck, where do I start? Maybe the Battlestar Galactica cufflinks. We start with that. Good job. So that's cool. Beat me up. Okay, dude, you were a spectacle. You are a spectacle, a roving, plotting panther on the stage, and I admire that. You had the balls to turn your back on the crowd. A lot of people don't have the balls to do that. I thought that was very cool, and I'm serious when I say that. I mean, when you have presence, you can turn your back on the crowd. I mean, it's not something you can be taught. You can learn it when you pick it up, but it takes balls to turn your back on the crowd. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now. I thought you were going to break out into a Run DMC song with My Adidas and put your hat akimbo, but you didn't. You know what I did like? The fact that the man had the suspenders but no belt. And I remember when he first came on stage, and I remembered this line from Bonanza. I only saw maybe 2 episodes of Bonanza in my life, but I remember, who was the old guy? Who did Lauren Green play? Like Boss Haas? Haas? No. Ben Carter, yeah, and he goes like this. There's a guy, they were dealing with someone who had suspenders and a belt, and he goes, "I don't trust a man who don't trust his own pants." And when DW took the stage, I'm like, fucking A right, he trusts his pants, I like this guy. I think I've covered most of it with that. These notes, you know, rather than, you're gonna get popped with a jelly bean? Yeah. I thought a lot of it was a great story. I thought of a lot of it would have been best served as like a 3-minute spoon song. Like, it was so good, you know. But if you like pushed it together into a spoon song for 3 minutes and 35 seconds, I was like, yeah, it tells a great story. Spoon's good stuff. It's not like it's a Wilco tune. It's not sensitive enough, but it's a Spoon song. It would be good. At first, I thought that the pacing was.
Sorry.
What? Am I going over?
Yeah, we just
shoot me. Shoot me with the Nerf gun.
Sorry, I love you, and I want to hear more, but we just got to get to.